greatness.
This city is built on dreamers, game changers.
Big fella.
And tonight, their journey to achieve greatness begins.
We all built with greatness. We all came in danger.
The Friars are ready to shine on the game's biggest stage.
Showtime!
While the Hoyas will fight to steal the spotlight.
Jaden Epps. Here come the Hoyas.
It's Wednesday night in the Garden, where anything can happen.
The time it takes to win, the time you made the greatest.
Beautiful look at the Big Apple. Late afternoon here in New York City as we get set for Game 2 of 3 tonight on the opening night of the 2024 Big East Tournament, live from Madison Square Garden. The opening game, 9-seed Xavier, 4 better than 8-seed Butler. Coming up next, the 7-10 game. Providence sitting on that first 4-out line against Georgetown. It is a must-win for the Friars if they have any hope of getting themselves to the NCAA tournament. The winner of this one will meet 2-seed Creighton tomorrow. Later tonight, 6 versus 11, Villanova taking on DePaul. Ed Cooley, a big talking point in this one, the former Providence head coach. He was there for 12 years, 242 wins, second most in school history, but now he's on the opposite side. Providence going through their starting lineups. Donnie, why is it important for Josh Oduro to get going early?
Well, for a couple of reasons. First, you got to keep the pressure on the interior of a guy like Supreme Cook. You throw the ball inside. He's just such a smart player, Josh Oduro. He can stretch you out. But his bread is buttered down in the paint. Also, you set the tone, Laval, for how the refs are going to call this game.
Yeah, exactly. And Devin Carter had to put the cape on last time, Donnie. They're going to need more from the others. Jaden Pierre, Richard Barron, Garway Dual. Those guys are going to have to step up and contribute.
These two teams met on Tuesday. Providence, a 13-point victor. So the Friars swept the Hoyas through the course of the regular season. But everything changes inside the Garden and here at the Big East Tournament. Must win for the Friars. And for the call, Tim Brando and Bill Raftery.
All right, Rob, thank you. Last time Ed Cooley coached in this building, St. John's was in a must-win situation, and he made sure that they had to work hard to get it. And in this tournament, they were down 25 to UConn a year ago. Probably helped set the table for Marquette because they cut it to 3 in the last 2 minutes of that quarterfinal game a year ago. So the table is set for Cooley to maybe do the unthinkable today to his old school.
Is it more about basketball, or is it more about this rivalry that it's become? Of course, Ed Cooley, as noted, such a keeper at Providence. What a great job he did. And conversely, Kim English taking over, doing a very good job.
Sure has.
Injury early in the year with Hopkins certainly set them back a little bit, but they really get after you. They're solid. And the big thing, I think, for Georgetown, they haven't been able to close out games. They hang tough. All of a sudden, mistake or two, come up empty on a couple of trips. But I think this rivalry will last for quite a while.
Indeed. Well, here are the starting lineup sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Ed Cooley has said to me many times, I've got great shooting guards, I have no point guard. So, Epps, Stiles, Heath need help from Brumbaugh and Cook inside. Providence counters with the player of the year, as before mentioned. Carter does need the help. Inter Pierre, Ticket Gaines, Rich Barron, and Josh Oduro. Here's Christina Pink.
Well, Tim, it's going to be weird for Ed Cooley facing his former team here in the Garden. He told me moments ago, I'd be lying if I told you it didn't. He said, it felt that way both times we played them. But I am 54 years in New England, 48 years in Rhode Island, and 12 years as the head coach. And he said, I tell you one thing, I am so proud of Devin Carter. But you make sure you tell Tim and you tell Raph, remember who recruited him.
Indeed. As he was holding the chicken parm that I don't think many of us ate because we were already full last night, he was pointing that out. Listen, Providence has a huge contingent here, and if he has to feel like a road team again, that's okay with him because there's no team he'd rather beat than this one right here.
Yeah, of course, when you look at this Providence team, Donnie was talking about Oduro, who I've just admired firsthand and from a distance during the course of this season. The point-forward mentality and capabilities of making plays.
Our officials, Gaffney, Farrell, Halal, and we're underway.
And Timmy Bean right now, the Hoyas go And we will see a lot of switching of the defense, particularly by Georgetown. Pierre runs the show. Carter keeps busy. A motor unlike many other players in the country. Who's the decision maker?
Pierre. Off the heel, last touch by Gaines. It belongs to Georgetown. Ed Cooley, who left really a dream job, but he said, building is in my DNA, and ultimately, this was the time.
Well, I know it hurt some people in Providence, obviously, but he did a marvelous job. I felt it was a better opportunity for him and his family, and he did his part of it, and this will be carried on by Kim English, too.
Now, I got to believe English got plenty of votes for Coach of the Year. That little teardrop won't fall.
Makes that. He makes that usually.
That's a shot Epps really likes. Carter on a post up.
He's so quick, keeps that ball alive. Empty side here for Barron, who's a shooter.
Rejected. What a job on that defensive transition.
Nice pass and hands inside.
Gaines with a pilfer. Out to Pierre. Rejected again. Styles with a little Dontrez style.
But really a good play. Barron goes to the rim here. You think you got an easy one. Wow. What a presence. And down the other end, good hands and a block at the other end. Goodness, Styles from nowhere.
Look, Georgetown had a number of games they could have won. They were on the precipice of winning about 5 or 6 games. Just couldn't finish, as Christina mentioned, but they got talent.
2-3 right here, Terry.
Gaines. Oduro runs it down. He plays great position basketball, and his feet are so quick.
And Gaines going to get better on that outside shot, too.
Rebound cleared to Brumball. And he gets it to Epps. And now we'll take over and start the offense.
Dribble handoff. So many teams run it off. A nice throw on the elbow. Same shot before.
Yeah,
that's what he makes.
Yeah, indeed. He'll make 9 out of 10 of those.
He's the scorer, that kid. 18 a game.
Hayden Epps, the Illinois transfer by way of Norfolk, Virginia.
Nice use of the screen by Carter. You're right. How about Gaines? Provides the lift. He's got some range. Loco range. My number 2.
Devin Carter is one of those guys that while he's playing, you feel it's a privilege to get to call his games. He's just, he plays with so much heart and style. Epps with an answer.
Doesn't need much room, does he?
5-3 Hoyas.
See if anybody can string away a few stops in a row. This is where you got to stay at home. There's a double. Working shot.
Barron in traffic. Gaines with the follow.
A lot of people attracted to the dribble drive. Fielder coming in. Eddie didn't like that sequence defensively. Dragged out high. Nice split.
Good move by Brumball. And then he throws up a boulder. Carter clears it.
They're obviously not related.
Count the basket.
Styles is active, huh?
He's trying to pull a Patrick Ewing against North Carolina in '82.
Let them all know that's what John wanted, though.
Yeah,
a good call. I would say 3 or 4 times in the first 4 minutes, Patrick would get a piece of something. Yeah. He knew his goaltender, just delivered a little message. Fielder's a nice-looking prospect, can make a deep one. Oh, push off.
Yeah. A discard and a foul. Fielder played very well in the game with St. John's, and he has improved mightily. Brumball gets the foul.
Now you get a little frustrated. Good hands, good footwork. And right here, you should have kept it on the left side, maybe gone with the left hook. Easy call.
Roland Brumball, Texas transfer. Homespun, though, right out of the D.C. area.
Nice help by field. They got to recover. Nice. And they get their
pass.
Pretty.
Beautifully done. High-low action.
Weak side and help side. Tardy. That's what set up that easy pass.
Rich Barron, the recipient, with the easy deuce.
And Barron's a shooter, too.
9-5 Flyers.
Nobody inside.
Epps, little finger roll.
Well, this lineup, everybody on the perimeter. Easy entree at the tip. Wow, how about that range?
Here.
On the catch, and he can make them, though.
I think Epps was out of bounds. He stepped on the inline. So they'll get to tee it up again when we come back.
To me, it's a lot of offense early. How about this? You can see absent in the back on that dive to the rim, and Oduro, such a great feel for the game. Plays old, and just a good kid around that rim. How about this finish, too? Wide open, no bigs.
Much like Xavier in our first game, Providence was 11-2 to open. Kim English, you got to think they're a tournament team, right? But then they lose Bryce Hopkins to a torn ACL, end of his career in college. 10-plus wins in the Big East for the third straight year. And with the play of Devin Carter, who might have been replacing the player of the year, Bryce Hopkins, they're on the fringe of getting in. You heard Mike DeCourcy between games, our bracketology guru, say that yeah, this is a must, and they probably need to win against Creighton tomorrow if they hope to get in. Right now, they're the first four out. But frankly, this you see the matchup already that Georgetown mano-a-mano feels like they can guard this team.
You look at Carter and Oduro in that shot. Kim has just done a great job with this team. Two guys that don't stop, great contributors, great teammates. Of course, he brought Oduro from Mason with him. Played at Missouri, by the way. You probably did some of his games. You're that age.
You son of a gun. You can say that again.
He used to,
when they still had the antlers at Missouri.
He challenged his players to, you want to stay, you got to beat me one-on-one.
Yeah, well, he looks like he could still play, doesn't he?
Question.
He has the presence of a veteran as a head coach, but his demeanor and his look belie one another. And there's Carter again, this time off the heel.
Can't go under no matter where you are in the half court. Can't give him those clean looks. Nice check out, too.
Carter can rebound with the best of them at the guard position.
Good use of the floor.
Barron.
That's his game. Barron does not come up empty on that kick out of Chicago St. Ignatius.
He is the Baron Von Fryer for this team right now. 12-7 Providence.
I like this set now with the open middle. Philly can pick and pop. Just didn't have enough on it.
This guy will control the ball most of the day on this end of the floor.
They overhelp here. Got away with it.
Pierre found a little crease.
Underneath, I think we got the foul. We got Styles under there, or others, before they can get up and down the floor. Find people, unselfish, spread it out, spread that way, and drill those open trays. The Baron of the Hardwood. That would be it.
Yeah, the Baron of the Hardwood, yeah. Styles did get the foul, so your 2020s are still there, Mr. Raftery. Pierre at the line. Corey Floyd Jr. checks into the game. He's going to give Ticket Gaines a rest.
Yeah, he can really drive it, but then you go him left.
He hit some of those big shots for Cooley last year, you might recall, to bring the Friars back and challenge Connecticut. And then, of course, Marquette took him out the very next day, and most believe that Providence took a little bit of the gas out of their tank before that semifinal won by Marquette.
Under duress. Yeah. Oduro really popped out big.
Yeah, Ed didn't like that trigger. He did not like that shot choice.
Nice. Look at that little pump bite. Barron. It's a good look.
Oduro, yes and a foul.
He just knows where to go, where to be.
Position basketball.
And he threw it out, was unselfish. This gorgeous understanding of how to hold off, gets that inside position, turns the tables big time.
And that's the second on Styles, third team foul.
And Josh had a baby we saw a couple of days after.
Gabriel, baby Gabriel.
Yeah. I said, get any sleep? He said, no. He'll join the club for a lot of people.
to the line for Providence.
It's a heady kid, though.
Yeah, I was in there for the Villanova game. He was 3 weeks old at that time.
I'm sure you brought a heavy-handed gift. Your best wishes.
He asked Kim English to be the baby's godfather, which was an emotional moment for Kim. He was thrilled, but at the same time, and I asked him, I said, you're only in your 30s. He says, well, I've got a nephew that I'm a godfather for, but this one
pretty special.
Big time, because
the connection.
Yeah, right. And we counted on him so much at Mason, and we got this opportunity getting him, particularly not knowing what would happen with Hopkins, but what did.
The rumor was he gave him more than 2 season tickets.
By the way, they changed that foul, so Styles does not have 2. They gave it to Bristol just into the game, so good news for Dontre Styles. It's Bristol, 31, that just handed it off.
And they try to ice it one way. Look at the recovery by Carter. That is magnificent footwork.
He really disrupted Epps' opportunity. He was looking for a teardrop and had to back off on that shot.
But that roll collapsed the D.
Oh, Fielder gets his hands in there. Now the double comes.
He finds people.
Sure
He draws the foul. And talking about Carter's motor on both ends of the floor. Contains, challenges. He is relentless.
Into the game for the Friars, number 3.
Dontre Styles checks back in for Fielder. Also, Supreme Cook, 24.
Duval on the
in
floor.
for Bristol.
Excuse me, Terry Duval comes in, passes the ball well. Big reach, too. 6'11", they say.
Yeah, freshman out of Houston, Texas, by way of the SoCal Academy.
I wish you had that reach when we were down.
Carter with 9 to shoot.
Look at this blow by. And fine.
Gaines right where he wants it. That's right where Gaines wants it. Tremendous ball movement.
If he keeps making it, he will become big ticket, not just ticket.
I'd say there's a healthy contingent from upper New England.
Yeah, they do have a crowd here. As you mentioned, the ball movement, the ability to get those puppies organized. The street, lefty, stroke like syrup. The extra look and Gaines fills it up big time. They have been good at both ends of the floor. Solid, playing like they want to go someplace.
Yeah, very impressive 17-2 run. And it happened very quickly. Here again is the resume. The metrics are not with them, according to Mike DeCourcy, and I see what he's talking about. It has to do with just that, the metrics, with a net of 63. So they absolutely, even with all those quad 1 wins, and they got plenty of them, those are impressive, no doubt about it. But they need this one for sure, and they got to get Creighton in the next round if they hope to crack the first 4 out and get in to the last 4 in.
And Timmy, I saw them early in the year in that Wisconsin game. They were ready.
They were.
Solid, of course, healthy.
And that's a Wisconsin team that at one time was playing like a top 6 or 7 team.
They're one of those teams that gets in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Even like Kentucky.
Right.
You beware.
They're intelligent teams. Tend to do well in March. Cook in traffic. Cans it. Off the glass. Styles, I beg your pardon.
Trying to extend the floor, change the look a little bit. See if they can shake up this offensive machine early by Providence. Little zone now, back in it. They do a good job of getting between defenders with the dribble. They're back to man now. Put him in traffic, fine.
Yeah, it just
makes plays.
Triple D man finds Gaines yet again.
Gaines was struggling with that mask a couple of weeks ago. Couldn't make a shot. I thought more accustomed.
Yeah, when I saw him the first time, he had on some headgear that made him look like a member of the SEAL team. A little less mask up there right now.
Nice defense by Carter. He is something. Shoot it.
Yeah. He had some big shots that he made at Kansas State in NCAA tournament play. Epps with a teardrop.
So good at that. Just holds the guy in abeyance on the hip.
Well, he's got 9 of the Hoyas' 11. They got to find a way to get stops down here, though. Providence is like a well-oiled machine spreading out this defense of Georgetown.
Yeah, trying to mix the D's up. Nice pump. Look at this pass.
Too easy.
He brings people down, Carter. So good, so talented.
Ed's looking to find an answer inside with Oduro. Fielder's going to check back in as Cook was not up to the challenge. Inside and outside. Gaines then to Oduro. Friars know it. You want to see the horizon to the next tournament? You have better take care of this one right here, right now on FS1. There's only one. There's only one Big Apple and one Madison Square Garden where we are, 25-11. Providence getting anything they want offensively. Let's go in the huddle of Ed Cooley.
We're not guarding with any physicality, any know-how. You're letting Devin Carter dominate the whole game. All right, and now everybody's comfortable. It's a lot of game left, but come on. There's only so many opportunities we're going to get. We're getting bumped off the ball, we're getting pushed off the ball, and then we're getting bullied down here.
It's really his fault. He recruited Carter. Think about it. I mean, he is an exceptional player, no question about it, but Eddie listened to the games all year. He's been very upbeat, very positive. He knows it's a struggle. I'm sure in his mind he didn't anticipate it being this difficult. But you do not, I know he said it along the way, it's not his first rodeo. He will get some players and get it going.
The major factor right now is they've got to get some inside defensive play that's outstanding. How about that three? Floyd with an ill-advised decision on his closeout. So it's a 3-ball and 1, which will help Ed Cooley's feelings coming out of that huddle quite a lot.
Now, when coaches work on a closeout, you can't just run out like this. You've got to skip out, jump stop out, and just put a hand up. Not much you can do.
Substitution for Georgetown.
Oduro was out of the game. So the moment Cook comes in to replace Fielder, Oduro comes back into the game, and Corey Floyd checks out. But that's the dilemma right now, is the inside issue.
Yeah. Well, they're clever.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows the game. Oduro has a feel for pulse. Knows where it should go, what to do, screen slips. Doesn't make mistakes.
And PC does have 12 points on 4 made threes, but they've gotten some really easy shots inside off of simple ball fakes.
And they've tried everything, Georgetown, too. This is the first time pressure on the ball, no trap.
PC with 25 points and no turnovers as yet. Very efficient.
Garway running the point here. And lets this guy play off the ball. Nice drag. Get it to Oduro in that foul line. You had something.
Garway duel. Off the bounce up against the clock.
Nice entry. Oh,
man.
Cook.
Let's go over to Christina Pink.
Yeah, great start so far for the Friars. During that last timeout, Kim English told his players, we're playing with great patience on offense. He liked the ball movement, and he said, we're playing the right way, but we got to continue to play hard on the defensive end of the floor.
And Tim, you know what's great about Kim? He didn't get involved in all the chit-chat about Eddie leaving. He just did his job.
Well, he loved what he inherited. I mean, he did. Carter has that one rejected. There's the kind of challenge from an inside player. It was supreme, in fact.
Nice cross.
Yes.
And Adoro right there, but they got a foul. Oh, out of bounds. Yeah. The presence again. Heading to the repertoire on both ends of the floor. Adoro. A big-time challenge here.
Yeah.
Under control. Carter usually gets that guy up in the air and puts it on the deck.
He's really adept at that Reggie Miller move, too. You know, that little swing move to get a shot when he's really make it appear as though he deserves 3 when really it was just a common foul. Ed Cooley a little out of that box, wants to be heard from.
A little backcourt violation.
How about that?
About that good at Heath. Heating it up.
Jay Heath, the BC transfer out of Washington, D.C. 25-18, his first 3. He can light it up. Oh, that ball's on the deck. What of an unforced error by Pierre.
Look at the foul. Oh, shoot it. I thought he should have dunked it.
Carter.
And the 2 mainstays, Adoro with the hustle, the find, and then, of course, the finishing.
You're going to turn down one from point-blank range. I guess he's a good option.
Yeah, no question.
28-18. Epps. He rattles it home, and now the offense really picking up for both teams.
He can get some numbers, you know that.
Run for Georgetown.
Look at this lead pass.
Yeah.
That was pretty. And of course, again, Adoro with the dive timed impeccably.
Listen, Cooley's got to turn this into a rock fight. My thoughts are we'll see a lot of guys go to the line. That's Jaden Epps getting number 2.
Well, his complaint was they weren't being physical.
Yeah.
Jamming cutters, not being active on the glass.
They've responded.
Yep. What a frustrating year, though, watching him on the sideline.
Just did not have the time to get the recruiting necessarily going. And transfer portal is interesting. When you're a team like Georgetown, you go to the portal, it's hard to get any guy with a year or maybe 2 years remaining of eligibility. They don't want to play for a team that they figure is going to struggle. They want to go to a team that can take them into the NCAA tournament. So he's got some, the cavalry's coming next year.
Well, how about putting the team together with this league's strength this year?
Goodness, yes.
You know, on the run.
Can they dare to rest Epps now with 2 fouls is a huge question now. He's been the pivotal player on this end of the floor for them.
And they are roughing him up, too. He got banged here.
Oh, that could have been an and one, too.
This kid is a point machine. Knows pace. That'll hold you up a little bit. Not from lack of effort.
No. Barron got the foul, his first. Jaden had 23 in that game with St. John's that we had here on Fox over the weekend. And it really kept him in the game. Patino's team was not free of them until the last 90 seconds
they do a lot
of the game.
They do a lot of things for him, too. Dribble handoff, his ability to get in the lane. I mentioned his ability to make that floater into 3.
Career high with 5 boards on Saturday as well.
They need every one of those.
Yeah. They've done a nice job to maintain contact and get it into single digits before halftime. Pierre, not to be.
They didn't get what they wanted, but Odoro's so good at re-screening and re-screening. Look at this. Ooh, a trip. Yeah.
No whistle. Ball's on the deck. Save to Heath. The teardrop too short for Heath that time.
And they go with the check out. Oh, he's looking, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just got basketball moxie and
nobody guarded.
Yeah.
Nobody guarded that trip.
And Dual knew exactly what to do with it. 33-22. That's exactly what he told us, Steve. You got to guard. every trip down.
Trying to deny. Pretty good job up here.
Really short. Cook on the glass with spin move. Head-out finish, and Oduro clears.
He may lead the country on rebounds flat-footed. Just position, intelligence. He can make that too.
Nothing flat-footed about his game on this end of the floor. That's going to be a tie ball. The arrow is to Georgetown, so they will have it when we come back.
Just a little dribble. Nobody at home. Everybody going under. You pay mightily at this level. Nylon from deep. Providence so tough, so intelligent at offensive end of the floor.
(33-22) our score with 7 and change remaining in the opening half. Here's how Providence is doing it, Bill.
Been efficient. Obviously, when Carter gets it touched, a lot of good things happen. Oduro likewise, the back cut. And Barrett able to get the one at the goal and step outside. And here's the head, the experience, the ability, and why not? Extra pass, it gains on you with that dribble.
Ooh, I saw what you did. 33-22. Ticket Gaines playing a large part of this Providence offense. If not Carter, perhaps Gaines. And Oduro, whether he's scoring or not, is making a difference on the floor, either with his passing skills or his defense.
Well, that timeout for Eddie, lamenting the lack of physicality. If you're struggling on the offensive end, you better tee it up. Providence very efficient, very knowledgeable in their approach, unselfish, make extra passes.
Providence College with 6 assists on 6 trays. Drive, draw, deliver, and they have. On the Georgetown side, it's been Jaden Epps or bust.
And he's got 2, by the way, back on the floor.
He's 6 out of 10 from the floor. The rest of the Hoyas, a collective 2 of 9. Oh, what a pass to Heath, and he didn't catch it. Man, I thought he had it. Christina Pink.
Yeah, Ed Cooley actually happy with the stretch he saw right before the timeout from his players. He says, guys, we won that war. We're good. But then he repeated over and over, shot selection, shot selection. He said, we're going to make threes. It's what we do. We just got to make sure we take good ones.
And a good set play, Christina, out of the timeout. Yeah. Unfortunately, come up empty. Not much of a window on that pass either, Tim.
No, you're right. Carter with a beautiful cut, but good defense that time by the Hoyas. Forces Oduro to keep it.
A repost.
Cook took
Look at that jump stop. Everything but.
Yeah, Cook the rebound.
Give it up. Instead of an open look. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know how they give it to Cook.
I think they gave it to Cook, yep. They did. You're right.
He was underneath. You go, yep, exactly. You go from an open to a contested. Oh, I guess he did shove him.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Supreme Cook does get his second foul, and it's 1-and-1 time. That's the dilemma for Ed. When you don't have a true point guard, a distributor, and Epps is a scorer, okay? So the ball tends to stay with him a little too long sometimes. But, you know, that's just part of it.
Even if you're not a point guard, that's the pass.
Yeah, right.
That's what I think he's been trying to stress with these guys. There aren't many pure point guards anymore.
True.
What is it?
I remember when people were saying about Newton of Connecticut coming from East Carolina, he was really a shooting guard. Look now what he's become. A real leader for that UConn team.
Nice pass to the post that time. I'll give it to Epps.
Cook double play. Nice work on the glass.
Styles has done a good job.
He has.
Competed a little bit. Adora does a good job of standing you up.
First foul on Gaines. By the way, Styles, you know, when you get recruited at North Carolina, there's a reason for it. He's got a lot of talent. He was a 4-star recruit. And he did pick North Carolina over Georgetown, Clemson when he originally went there. He's had 20-plus points in 5 games this year and 3 double-doubles.
Now, he can do a good job drilling it from deep.
Well, Bristol and Cook leave as Fielder comes back in. It's pretty clear that Ed knows that between those two centers, they've got fouls to give, and he's got to be judicious with the time on Oduro for both.
We're talking about Styles. A lot of things he can do, step back, offensive rebound. His ability to make deep ones.
Unfortunately, he didn't make the free throws. Got to get the freebies against this Providence team today. They are executing on the offensive end.
He's got a tough job. He's got Carter. Nice find again.
Yeah, and wide open. This one doesn't fall, but I think Barron went up the back.
I think you're right.
Styles was in position that time, and Barron went up his back, picked up the foul.
Boy, what a good look for Pierre, though, on that kick.
That's the second on Rich Barron. And
Corey Floyd Jr.
We're going to see Corey Floyd check back in now to replace Barron. Pierre is out. Duell comes in.
Replacing Pierre and Barron.
They can go 8 or 9. Castro hasn't played yet for Providence.
He's got some length, too. Castro can be a factor on the defensive end.
He can run the floor as well. Puts pressure on the recovery.
What you give up in the offense when Oduro's out, Castro can give you some length defensively.
He's very convertible.
I've seen you in convertibles. Nice work there to steal it away by Epps.
Fielder was wide open again.
Yeah, does get it to go off the glass.
Because Fielder had his guy hugging him as well. Not a good foul. Styles that far from the basket. I don't know why, huh? Is that the second?
Yeah, they're going to give it to
Georgetown foul, 0, Dontrez Styles.
Dontrez Styles, and that is his second. And those are going to add up really quickly. If Cooley's team's not able to really play good defense and not foul.
It's just not a good foul that far from the basket.
Oh, yeah. Bill, to your point, Providence has only played 7 guys today, and they can go deeper. They can.
They're a confident team. He exudes that, too. Believes in what he's trying to do.
Bill Downey Marshall believes Carter is a can't-miss NBA talent. He believes that his background, of course, his dad, Anthony, is a Grizzlies assistant, played 13 years in the NBA.
His total effort and impact is obviously something that they would love to embrace.
Sure. Yeah. But the air ball speared by Styles.
Well, I like his effort, though. You can hear it. Well, he waited for everybody to get that. I still don't know if I like the shot.
No basket.
That was a 1-on-4.
But he waited for some white shirts to go by.
He did. You are being diplomatic, though.
The foul's on Georgetown, number 5.
I guess you got to give guys like that a little license.
His first. It's the
Heath with his first. That's the 9th team foul on Georgetown.
Providence looks relaxed, though.
They do.
Not the pressure of are we in, are we getting in?
Georgetown basketball.
There's some of the award winners around the league. We touched on Carter, Player of the Year, Kalkbrenner, the Defensive Player of the Year. Stephon Castle's going to be a lottery pick in all estimation. He was the Freshman of the Year. Claude, the most improved. You saw him earlier. 6th-man award winner, Hassan Diarra. Which one impresses you the most?
I guess Carter, when you think of it, because of Shireman and Newton and guys like that. And, of course, Danny Hurley, just what a keeper, what a job he has done. Just magnificent. They're unselfish, talented, and deep.
Boy, Epps saw Oduro and couldn't resist. Takes it inside and does draw the foul.
Great presence by Oduro, though. No foul, by the way.
No foul. I thought it was a foul, but it was just out of bounds.
Oduro's always inhaling, if you notice. But he doesn't get fatigued. Always looking around. Great communication skills. Offense. Number 3. That's what he does. He can get in your head because of his relentless ability. This time, of course, it was Gaines. They are just so solid.
That means Ishmael Massoud comes back in, the Wake Forest transfer and K-State transfer that has the ability to stretch a defense if he can make some shots. He did against St. John's this past Saturday.
You know, someday you're going to be doing games, you're going to be naming 4 different schools that the guy went to.
Yeah.
It is different.
Senior day is kind of different these days.
Well, you're going to have 4 different spots.
Dual finds Floyd.
They all get a piece of the lane, and if you just sniff a little bit, they find.
Well, coaches always talk, Bill, about the middle 8, last 4 and the first 4. Georgetown needs a really good middle 8.
Jimmy V, right?
Yeah. Off the ball, a foul spotted. Gosh, I think they got Heath.
I think you're right.
I think they got Heath. Oh, maybe not. Could have gone against Providence instead. Everybody gets a little piece of the pie.
Just get them organized. They're going to find you. From deep, and Kim's got them humming. They're all speaking the same language, English.
Providence trying to make it 3-0 over Georgetown this season, and they are up 14 with under 4 left in the first half. Rob Stone with you. Coming up on the Jeep halftime report, we show you highlights from our opening game, how Xavier was able to survive a back-and-forth affair with Butler. Plus, we'll check in on some bubble teams, and well, did TCU lock up a spot, and Wake Forest doing their best to distance themselves from the bubble. Guys, we'll see you at the break.
All right, Rob, thank you. May I have this dance? Here are the teams that are already secured into the NCAAs. McNeese State, by the way, the Fighting Will Wades of past LSU fame, you might recall.
How about Sanford with buckyball?
Yeah, indeed.
That's a great story. A high school coach comes in and does a great job. Martin Newton's the AD, if I'm not
Sure
mistaken,
is,
you know?
absolutely.
James Madison saw them earlier, Michigan State.
I tell you, the Jackrabbits, beware of them too. There's some great basketball out there being played. And one other team I want to mention that will now be in the Pac-2 that currently is in the Pac-12 and is really good is Wazoo. Washington State. They play nerd ball, they call it. It's analytics driven.
Kyle Smith.
Who
and the keeper. Columbia.
Yeah,
San Francisco.
St. Mary's disciple.
Yeah. Maduro, once again, the front.
And Bristol score. Can anybody besides Epps score? That's the issue. He's the only Hoya to score in the last almost 7 minutes of playing time. Now they run 2 at Carter.
Well, he drank dribbles to if anybody cut, he would have found them.
Boy, Cook really putting a body on Oduro.
Well, that's what was asked at a timeout, though. And bang him a little bit.
Officials are letting him play. Carter up against the clock. That's a good defensive sequence for Georgetown.
Got to get a good one at this end.
Alley-oop. Not to be. Great work by Dual.
You don't want to be gambling when you're struggling.
That's when that floor leadership, or lack thereof, comes into play.
Gambling. Critical time.
Providence nursing their largest lead of 14. Oduro way too strong. Cleaned up by the ticket, and then a quick knockaway. They're going to say it stays on this end of the floor.
Well, they'll let Oduro take them. He's made 14 this year.
Brumball was really being physical there. Only 4.3 left on the shot clock, so the scouting report comes into play on this out of bounds.
Don't let Carter or Oduro touch the ball. Something good will happen.
There he is, Dual, not to be. Brumball takes it down.
Unselfish, got a great look.
Epps for 3.
What a settle. Got to be in the attack mode. I don't know who they get, Oduro or Gaines.
I think they got Oduro.
Yeah.
on the discard. That's a break. Stops the clock, gives them an opportunity to have something done on this sequence. That's the 16th foul, so they trigger it in.
Got to get good shots, though, Tim.
Yep.
You just bomb them up and
Middle ball screen.
That's been the Georgetown issue.
like, get it side to side, get some touches.
Epps for three. Step back. Not really close, just grazed the iron, and it's out of bounds to Providence.
Now a good team, guys would say to Epps, hey, let's go, hey, let's take it easy.
Yeah.
You know? And he feels he's got to light it up for them to win, and I understand that part of it too, but within the system.
That old saying, in the end, especially up against the shot clock, you go back to your instincts.
Well, and that, I understand late.
But they've done it early.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at the rebound.
Carter off the feed from Oduro.
Oduro's not skying for those rebounds either.
You know what?
Position, intelligence.
Georgetown's really fortunate they're not down 20.
Yep.
Here's one ball.
Got to be careful with that off arm.
Masood. That's what he can do.
Yeah, that's what he did at K-State.
I mean, he hit big ones, important ones for them when they were making an NCAA run in this building.
Yeah.
So he's very comfortable here. PC during this little period, they've fallen in love with the Trey, haven't they?
Yeah, they have a little bit. They've a little zone look, and at the end, they've been switching it up. Got them off their game, just a nice pass. How about that? And Cook just holding on.
Georgetown foul is
He wasn't comfortable in that kitchen.
That is his third. Georgetown is over the limit.
3 fouls on Cook, 3 fouls on Styles. And that means in the second half, time could be running out for Georgetown's low post. Fielder doesn't have that many, and he's going to have to play now for the remainder of the first half.
And you know, it might be an advantage in this sense. It might be more of an open middle that they're going to have to play. They can cut, attack a little bit more.
For those of you that may have just tuned in for this second game of our session, the first one was dynamite, and the guys you heard Rob talking about it, he and Donnie Marshall and Laval Jordan will be looking back at that game. They'll take on Connecticut, the Musketeers. Corey Floyd will check back in. As poorly as things look for Georgetown, on the offensive end of the floor to be only down 13. They could get it to 10 or below before halftime. Cooley might have a little something to work with at halftime.
Exactly, I would agree. Providence had an opportunity maybe to put them away. Here again, that open middle, they get a good look.
Dial up the suit again. Iron unkind this time, though. See the shot clock, game clock differential. And Kim English wants to talk about it. I love the fact that they have brought back the notion of legends to the Big East tournament. Reggie Williams, what a career, huh?
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Champion
That
up
great,
in Seattle.
You remember that great game they had with Providence at the old Providence Civic Center when Pops Lewis beat them? Reggie Williams was on that team.
Right.
Dwayne Bryant was on that team. Reggie Williams, what an incredible player he was. And how about this guy, Ernie D?
The best. We shut him down when I was coaching.
If you've not read his book that they've got re-released in paperback, get it. It talks so much about the relationship on one side of town for DiGregorio and for Marvin Barnes on the other side, and the role Dave Gavitt played in the city of Providence.
What's amazing about him is he was a choreographer too. Dave would set some stuff up, and he could take it to that level by reading the D and getting it to the right people. Was charming then, still charming.
Bill, if for those that grew up watching Pete Maravich, as I did in the 60s, I looked at Ernie DiGregorio when they made that run in '73 as the pint-sized version of Pistol Pete. I really did, because he could make behind the back passes from midcourt.
Well, you remember that in the semis.
Absolutely. And of course, that team got to the Final Four in 1973 under Dave Gavitt. But a healthy Marvin Barnes could have been a difference maker.
Good question.
40-27, Friars.
But picking that zone apart.
Gaines gives it up right where Oduro likes it. Doesn't get the roll this time off the heel.
The last shot now.
And again, great opportunity here. PC one field goal in the last 7 minutes, Bill. And Georgetown just one field goal in the last 5.
Epps will try and go all the way. Could be a pick and pop for field if they don't get it. Nice kick.
Brumbaugh, not to be. So as forgettable as the first half was offensively for Georgetown, Cooley's only down 13. And that's with a poor shooting Providence in the last 7 minutes.
Yeah, they've had their troubles early, particularly controlling Carter and Oduro. But their offense has been absent a little bit other than Epps getting in that lane.
Here's Christina Pink.
Thank you. Joined by Devin Carter. Devin, you guys head into halftime with a 13-point lead, but Georgetown hanging around. What'll it take to shut the door on them?
I think we have to do a better job on getting rebounds. I think we're letting them get a lot of second chance points, and that's where a lot of their points are coming from right now. So as long as we do that, we'll be all right.
Offensively, you poured in 10 points in that first half. What do you like about the looks that you've got?
I'm getting pretty open looks. Just got to keep shooting when I miss some, and I like the looks I'm getting right now.
All right, thanks so much. Tim?
All right, Christina, thank you. The player of the year in the Big East with 10 points, 6 boards in the first half. Rob Stone, Lavelle Jordan, and Donnie Marshall. They'll be coming your way with the Jeep halftime report right after this. to 27, plenty of rhythm in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of college basketball. And Bill Raftery, who loves You Make Me Feel So Young, is by my side, Tim Brando, and were it not for some poor shooting late, this could be worse for Georgetown.
All the Sinatra people are shattered after hearing that rendition. They got to make some shots, obviously, and shot selection, I think, is imperative for them. And conversely, this Providence team has talented guys who are unselfish, giving, can make shots. And Carter on display all year long, whether it's making a shot, the pass that leads to the pass that leads to the goal. They have just been terrific. The Duro's solid as well to complement the outside shooting of Carter. A winner.
Well, look at the first half stats sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Turnovers, obviously, a bit of an issue. But look, bottom line is someone besides Epps has got to be willing to take shots, and he's got to be willing to give them an opportunity to take shots, right?
That's true. No question about it. It's a fine line he has to arrive at.
Let's go to Christina Pink.
Tim, Raph, you guys said everything that Ed Cooley told me at halftime. He said, look, it's the physicality and it's the shot selection. He said they're more physical on and off the ball. And he said somebody other than Jaden has to step up and be aggressive. Those 7 turnovers, he said that's a result of their physicality on defense and our decision making.
Well, as the saying goes, Christina, that's why we're commentators. We're just going to say what we see.
Steal from one another.
Yeah.
Again, that little 2-3 meshes into a man. The middle pop has been there on occasion, and then a fine.
Carter for 3.
Wow, I thought that was it.
It looked good all the way from our angle.
No easy baskets, though, for Georgetown. Not turning them over. 4 goals. And no fast break, not a good look. That angle is just not a good one.
And remember, there's foul difficulty for Georgetown bigs, too. They both have 3. Barron, oh, that's a brick. And they just knock it away from one another and right to a Providence Friar.
Got to come up with those.
Yeah.
Those are those plays.
Epps and Brumbaugh just ran into one another, and it went out of bounds to Providence.
I got to leave it out there. That's what Georgetown has to do right now. Reach back, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm.
See the ball go in the cylinder, pick up some confidence, and who knows what might happen. We've seen Ed Cooley teams with comebacks before in this building at this tournament.
Crisp ball movement. That's we got to attack a little bit.
Oh, wow, he had gains.
He did.
Up against the clock, and yes, for Barron with a reversal.
Boy, I'm impressed. He's just changed his game just a little more. Attack mode.
That was a quick burst.
Yeah.
These two teams now have combined for 3 out of 22 in the last 7 minutes total from the end of the first half to now.
Got to go at the rim a little bit.
Rumbaugh. He was going down, and he looked for a bailout from Cook, and he was not in position.
Yeah, not even getting shots, and this ability against that little mixed defense and got caught between zone and man-to-man. Nice little English finish with the rim.
42-27, just underway second half. Winner of this game gets the Creighton Blue Jays. Wide open look for Gaines. Yeah, right there. Rumbaugh was late. Timeout, Ed Cooley.
And once again, Carter, the pass that leads to the pass that leads to the goal. And a little disappointed. Ed Cooley out there not in the best of moods right now.
There's an outstanding crowd. Sellout. 45-27 our score in game 2 of round 1. And this Providence team has to win today, needs to win tomorrow. Here you see the bracket forecast, first 4 out, and there too is Villanova. And you'll see them next against DePaul. Wildcats have been teetering on last 4 in, but dropped a couple of games, and they got that big win, or an opportunity for a big win, but they could not cash in on late against Creighton. They absolutely need to get to day 2 for Kyle Neptune if they want to entertain a thought of getting in to the NCAAs.
Yeah, it's such a narrow situation, really.
Yeah, it sure is.
The only way you can improve it is win some games.
Yeah.
And Ethan had sent me this note.
Yeah.
Not attacking the rim, nothing at the rim, 6 shots all night for Georgetown. Part of their issue.
One thing Mike DeCourcy has said about Villanova that he couldn't say about Providence is that the metrics are with them. That's schedule strength, big-time wins like the one against North Carolina can help them if they can win 2 here.
I like this. Going into the post, maybe getting a little bit more of an attack, though, I think.
Styles tried to keep it alive, but Carter comes out of there with it.
Tough shot.
Yeah, trying to throw that one up from the hip.
Pretty good pinch defense, though. Look at him. He got back a little.
Sure did.
He took out one of the mascots on the baseline. He took care of the Hoyas.
Sure did.
All of them. Look at this. He not only goes for the team, he goes for the mascot.
Knocked him out.
Wow. Just look at this kid. I mean, he is involved thoroughly through the course of the game.
That's why Ed Cooley recruited him.
Well, they need that kind of defense from the rest of the Hoyas.
No question.
That was early. We haven't seen much of that late.
Yeah.
There's a couple of fouls hurt.
21 in the game for Jaden Epps. He just needs a little bit of help.
Barely got it over. I like that pressure. He's going to need to keep Carter away from touching it.
Yeah.
The one solution.
Pierre with a blow by.
Nice tip.
He looked gassed on that possession. Rumbaugh
shown some life, and now they want to extend again.
Yeah, Dontrez Styles. 45-31. It's back to 14 where we started the second half.
Shown some life, though. That's what they need. Little energy.
Great look to Adoro. Great look. Well done by Pierre.
It's not like a burst of speed. It's under control. Knows the time, the space. Big time finish.
11 in the game for Josh.
There you go.
Strong move that time.
Well, not a good foul. Rumbaugh in the backcourt.
Think about Kim English wrapped in the opportunity coming his way to be a head coach at this high of a level. Among those that really believed in him, Rick Barnes, who of course took over for Rick Pitino and guided Providence to a '94 Big East title.
Are you suggesting that was the influence, or?
Well, he credits Rick a lot. He really does.
Rick speaks very highly of that.
There are several others, but Barnes was foundational in his wants and needs to become a head coach at this level. Got quite a team himself in Knoxville.
And that's just two guys that know how to play. Everybody empty down the back, a little curl, the patience, the delivery at the right time.
12 in the game for Oduro. Heath. The defensive rebounding for Providence.
Nice run here.
Boy, Oduro was ready to bring the house down, but not for out the pass.
Again, it's the effort too, not the speed. He's relentless.
Epps is going to try to take him. Bristol for three. Well, that's huge.
They need it. A breath of fresh air. The kid from Bristol.
Howard transfer. Wayne Bristol. 49-36.
This is alma mater.
Stubbo. Carter. Perpetual motion, but Bristol got a piece of it. Epps. Motors down there. And
tough shot, two going left.
Gets the roll, and Kim English gets a timeout. Well, Ed Cooley's got him rolling a little bit.
It's a little pleasant timeout right now for Easy Ed, but look at this little jump. The curl, the finish. Carter, goodness, gives the opponents pills. Two-man game is extraordinary.
(49-38). You look at that Providence huddle over there. You commented on that Wisconsin win, a 13-point victory, Bill. It's been up and down since, and it all really began when Bryce Hopkins tore that left ACL January 3rd in the home loss to Seton Hall. That began a 4-game losing streak. And then they found themselves again when Carter kind of took it upon himself to lead offensively as well as defensively, and Oduro and he really grew together.
Well, he gave him the physicality, the punch, that little mid-post up, strong, not a great deep shooter,
right.
But his mid-range, his presence, his physicality.
Sure hope that Bryce has a future beyond the college. Whenever you have an injury like that, it's so tough, as competitive as basketball at the next level is. But man, he was one of those, and we saw it last year in that great comeback they had against UConn. He could bring the ball up. He had the ability to take over a game like a Danny Manning or a John Williams way back in the day. Bringing the ball up the floor as a big. Sure hope he's been a good, solid Big East player. We wish him well with his future.
And they're really taking the punch. Had a really solid year despite that.
Georgetown, by the way, in the middle of an 11-4 run since Cooley called that shot treatment timeout, down 18 to open this half.
There's that little match now. They're going mad. Tough shot.
Ooh, nice defensive work by Epps.
He's out of bounds.
Yeah, he was.
Well, they really hurt themselves that time, Providence. Didn't get into the flow quickly.
Think about all those empty trips at the end of the first half.
Yeah, very true. Could have put it away.
Georgetown with their 5th block of the evening. Bristol made a shot earlier. Massoud has made a couple, but he's on the bench right now.
I think they could have got the Cook a little bit.
Just
hesitation.
Yeah, just slipped in there.
And I think because Cook was outside, it opened up that opportunity.
Well, they got it down to 9. He has 25 points. Jaden Epps.
What between attacking and half court? I like to see Providence attack a little bit more of this press.
Pierre, would that qualify as a settle? Well, we got a push.
Underneath, I think it was Barron,
Would that qualify as a settle, taking that?
I would agree. I think in terms of attack, you really go at the rim a little bit. If there's nothing there, then bring it back out.
I mean, we're looking at an opportunity now to cut it to 7 or 6 for Georgetown. There's a relative quiet here to get that look. Oh, off the heel. That was a great look.
Cook with a really solid roadblock.
Styles had it on range. It just was a little long off the heel.
Ooh, yeah. He knows, too. Doesn't make many mistakes. Got caught with that closeout.
Corey Floyd Jr. returns for Providence.
They had a really tough second half in that game over the weekend that Gus and Jim had. And you wonder if there's a little spillover taking place here for Providence after getting such a large lead. They may have relaxed a little, gotten sloppy on a few of these recent trips down the floor.
Go at the rim. You can always get the deep one. Really good down. Not a good foul that far away.
Yeah. A giveaway foul. Jaden Pierre with his first of the night. That's a pensive look over there. Remember, if this game gets close, the amp meter on tightness goes to the team on the bubble, not the team that can play free and loose. They just want to win a game.
No, a little more too on the sideline. Some feelings.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For Ed, this is championship.
Yeah.
He's over there having fun, despite the score. Floyd checking Styles. Now they've got a trap.
Yeah, nice read.
Yeah, shot clock at 3. Epps with a rainbow off the heel. And Oduro clears.
Another one of those flat-footed rebounds.
He gets them.
Yeah, he does.
Carter.
Not a good one either.
Nope.
This guard here staying at this end.
Styles.
I think
they moved it.
And just a pull down.
Yeah.
Almost a hook and hold, right?
Looked like it. It does go against Jaden Epps.
Yeah.
That's number 3 on him. Fielder checks in. Cook goes out. Providence may have been fortunate that foul was on Epps too, because they were in a position to get one themselves. Pierre triggers it in.
Carter has been quiet of late.
Oduro in traffic and doubled right away and gives it up. That could be nerves.
Yeah, a little tight. Indecisive.
Fielder, he loves that location. He does. Off the heel.
Nice rebound. Styles got a piece.
Kept it alive. For Epps. Fielder's tip won't go. And Ed wanted a foul there. Didn't get it from John Gaffney. Two opportunities to cut it to 6 or 7.
Oduro knows how to use his body in there.
And pass out of the post, too.
Yeah, he does.
Floyd in traffic. Fielder got in the way of it. Deflected it.
Playing a little spirit right now, Georgetown.
This is a 4-minute disaster for Providence. Can Georgetown make them pay? Styles, no. And another rebound for Barron. There's not been a point scored in 4 minutes.
Empty trips. Pressure and fatigue a little.
I'll tell you this, Georgetown's playing much better on this end of the floor. There's some help from Oduro.
The kid is amazing. We mentioned earlier, that's his 15th of the year.
First points either way in almost 3 minutes. 52-40.
Pushing it one way. Automatic switch.
Epps does draw the foul from Here in game 2 between these new rivals, the Georgetown Hoyas and Providence Friars. Devin Carter, after being a little quiet, trying to wake things up, but he is the guy the straw that stirs the drink.
They need his attack mode. They have been silenced a little bit. A little pressure, indecisive at this end. That was a nice little play earlier in the half, the little curl. Again, Oduro, such a good catalyst on all their offensive schemes.
Georgetown was making a little bit of a run. Had 3 opportunities to get to within 7 or 6 points. Came up empty each time. And they got a little emotional, a little woofing taking place. And Carter, as they were going to break, was sort of ushered back to the Providence huddle after being near or almost inside the Georgetown huddle. So,
Eddie would love him in the huddle.
Yes, he
with
would.
Another jersey on, obviously.
Yeah, they acknowledged one another before the game. Look, Ed Cooley loves the Providence Friars. We'll root for him in every game other than this one. And he felt as if, I think, when you think about it, that he knows that PC has left the door open for them. Can they just make their move?
And they got to regenerate a little juice and enthusiasm.
And make their freebies. Yeah. What was originally, by the way, a foul down on the baseline on the Providence end that we credited with Epps getting his 3rd foul. The officials changed that during the break and moved it to Bristol, which is a break for Georgetown. So he's only got 2, not 3.
This is giving problems for Providence. What do we do when we get over the timeline?
They'll try to rag the ball and make them work hard.
That's what I like right there.
Games.
That's a game changer right there.
Yeah.
Good timeout, good instruction, followed closely.
That's your player of the year getting downhill right there.
More spirit in the attack.
55-41. Epps knows he's got to lead the way and maybe even finish it off like right there.
Pretty hesitation.
Boy, that's twice he's gone a little up and under scoop. He's played every minute.
They don't get back, but boy, they dodge one.
Lloyd missed a reversal. A bunny that should have gone.
You can see the change in philosophy, though, can't you? Epps. Tough shot.
Yeah.
Tough shot.
He was looking for a closeout foul on Pierre, trying to induce it, could not.
And that's what happens when you play loose like that. Now, he's got the free run, can take whatever he wants, and boy, sometimes it bites you.
The classic shoot you in or shoot you out of the game.
Oh, nice. Look at this kid. So unselfish.
Pierre. Jump stop, Deuce, and that was a dandy.
Boy, Pierre delivers.
Hey, that was a possession our old friend Jay Wright would have loved. A lot of ball fakes.
On 2-foot jump shot.
57-43. Fielder loves it right there.
Got it. Nice clean setup. That's what you like in your point guard, too.
Yeah. He looked like a point guard in that sequence.
Here's the outlet. Nice post up.
Go, go, go. Come on.
This is where they don't have to be in a hurry, but attack that pressure. That's their personality, too.
Oduro wide open. Oh, Floyd got it off the deck, too.
Long threes, long rebounds.
Oduro, mano over Fielder.
He got banged around pretty good, too.
Yeah, I don't think he had any problem with Fielder's defense there.
Oduro will never jam his fingers on the rim, but goodness, he plays under it beautifully. Look at him with traffic. Telling guys where to go. Nice.
Carter in the passing lane.
Woo! Sent it in. 2-2.
Double Deuce is waking up the Providence congregation.
Those diagonal passes You jump that passing lane. Good things happen.
Epps gets fouled by Carter.
He is relentless, though. Got to give him that. It's all about the D, the ability, the speed, the anticipation, the big-time hops. God-given, smart player of the year, right into your living room, to the chagrin of Ed Cooley.
Start him young, G-Pop. I like that. 61-46. Our score was 7:33 remaining. Let's go into your coach's huddle. Ed Cooley.
Now they're having a game of their life with shooting threes. More than a third of their, 2/3 of their shots are threes. But we got to come up with a 50-50 ball, right? We're not bodying somebody, right? We're all right.
All the loose change, the kickouts, very frustrating for him. 10-29, Providence making those threes, 30 points.
Still encouraging, though.
Oh, yeah, he's very positive.
He never loses sight of that. He loves to coach this game the way we love to see him when we're calling one of his games. And one day, whenever he's done with this particular career, and it should be a long time because he'll be successful at Georgetown. Boy, does he have a future over here where we are.
I actually think he's become a concert singer. he knows every Sinatra song, and is very good at performing. But that's down the road.
Yeah.
Billy Joel doesn't have to worry right away.
By the way, Epps has a chance to get one free throw here. He'll need another. And he can't get it either. He was 2 free throws away of becoming the first Hoya since 07 to get 30-plus points in a Big East tournament game since Gen 3.
Wow, that's
in 2007.
Nice run in the NBA as well.
Yeah, Final Four team under JT3.
He's got some stamina too, Epps.
Jeff Green is a solid player. Oduro, a little long for him on that entry by Pierre.
Maybe a little more air under it. Right idea. He does a great job walking his guy up Oduro to give that area to complete the pass.
Tough pass, but it was kicked away, so Georgetown will get it with 20 now on the clock, so they'll pick up 4 seconds on this possession.
They have been effective with this open middle, more so when Cook was logging down low. He really didn't get many touches, in fairness to him, either.
You're right. Heath, the baseline drive, and the iron unkind, and there's a foul underneath. Styles on the glass, trying to get the putback. And the reminder as we look at our bracket, the winner of this game will get the Blue Jays tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The Gus Bus will be in here to call the game with Bill. And Marquette will get the winner of the Villanova-DePaul game. Hence, the importance for Villanova to win against the Demons, give themselves a shot at a quad one against a high-end quality Marquette team that, from what we're told, may still be without Tyler Coleman.
Tough way to end this regular season and tournament, if that's the case. Big East tournament. Kolik's such a, saw Ernie D introduced earlier. And thinking of Kolik, and I'm not suggesting he's Ernie D, but he just has the same ability to get things out of an offense. And when your patterns sort of sag a little bit.
Georgetown now only 2 of 6 from the free throw line in this half. There's Oduro working on Fielder.
Always looking in case somebody cuts. Point forward mentality.
Eyes over the shoulder. Working on Fielder here. Slipping off. Oh, Fielder picks up the foul.
Just works and works. How about these guys? What a year. Man. Talk about being 3 deep, huh? 3 stars in a sense. And Shireman everybody forgets what a good rebounder he is to me.
No question.
It's just amazing. And Trey, one of the best in the middle, starting to make his threes, and Kalkbrenner just gets up and down the floor and does some job controlling at that rim.
Well, I think the difference in this year's team for Creighton, now that they've gotten their guard situation taken care of at the point, Ashworth is playing better. Bill, I love the fact that Kalkbrenner is now so strong as a rim runner that he can play for 37 minutes, 38 minutes. He doesn't get gassed anymore the way he once did.
And they also can go to him with that little jump hook he has.
Absolutely they can. And I mean, I know Zach Edey is the man when it comes to back to the basket, low post play, and Kalkbrenner is more of a stretch, but he has been dynamite defending the post with his size and strength.
He is tall, but Zach Edey is taller.
Yeah, and wider. Massive.
You can't move those powerful legs either when he tries to shape up.
Is there one more run left in the Hoyas? Here's a pull-up from Styles. He hopes so.
Forced to it. Why not take it?
Dontrez with only 7. They needed more from him than that today. Oh, there's a nice deflection. Leads to a turnover and a foul.
Too.
Yeah.
Odora was in the right spot, but they didn't make the proper pass. He was posting, just didn't deliver it.
You know, that might have been a really good sell job by Pierre on an unintentional intentional foul.
Yeah. Good foul.
You know, it was a good foul.
Well, this does speak well for Georgetown, though. Hanging around, trying to get back in this thing.
Well, here's the good news for Hoyas fans, all right, is that regardless of how discombobulated they look and how they have scorers but not necessarily distributors, you see the Ed Cooley effect already. They play hard and they don't give up.
No.
And now they're 2 of 7 at the line.
His outlook, you wouldn't call it rosy, but positive.
Yeah.
He just keeps grinding. That's what he wants from them. A little run and jump there with the nickel dime hands.
Yeah. He definitely had his hands on the hip, which was worthy of a whistle. John Gaffney attacking with it.
A little bit late Heath with the hands.
Officiating crew has done, I think, a really good job of letting him play in what has been a pretty physical game in a lot of ways.
They're getting into it, Georgetown.
Oh, without a doubt.
Nice switch on that back cut.
Up against the clock. That one goes crying off the front iron. Heath clears to Epps.
Good job checking out, too.
They run 2 at Epps. Good find the fielder. He's wide open for 3.
How about that?
Yeah.
And Eddie said he likes this kid. This is a big upside.
Yeah.
Freshman came with him down here to, I shouldn't say down here, but into Washington.
Yeah. You can build off that. You're a guy like Drew Fielder. He is, without question, one of the most charismatic. He is TV gold for guys like us.
Animated.
Yeah.
First of all,
Bill, he understands that there's an expressive nature about his demeanor that can impact his team. He says this is the pain of growth, the pain of change, the pain of transition. We'll be all right. We'll be okay. It's not my first rodeo. And he does love this building and more.
by the way, he would fit in with the old guys. Rolly and Louie
throwback
on the sideline.
Yeah.
Emotes.
Yeah.
Be aware down the road for this program.
You know, when you and I got together, the game of college basketball in the 80s was really on par with the game of college football. It was enormous in every league, really. But the Big East had the rock stars, and Dave Gavitt knew it, and he corralled it. Okay, he got those guys to stay in the same room more than just about anybody else I know could. Rolly, Louie.
And talk.
Big John, Big John, Boeheim.
But it was all a first-name league.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Chris, Patrick, Eddie being big names.
You might have gone last name with Calhoun.
Well, there were 2 Jimmys when you think
That's right, yeah.
The Heimer. And Calhoun. Of course, Jimmy's in the building, too, doing some work for Fox.
He was there today. Yeah, he's doing some work here and also with the Big East. Great to see Coach Calhoun still giving Donnie Marshall a hard time.
A couple of refs saw him on the sideline. They shuddered. They thought he was coming back.
Up against it and a foul on Fielder on the closeout for 3.
Again.
Yeah.
I know coaches work on it, but under the stress and game situation, the reaction takes over.
Here's Calhoun. Jim.
So Jeff there, by the way.
Who, by the way, Boeheim will still jokingly say, well, I was more liked than Calhoun was.
They're both lovable. Now that it's over.
Warm and fuzzy now that they're out of coaching.
It was a jump ball when they were coaching.
Wonderful guy.
But what he did there, no one thought that was possible.
I still think it's the most underappreciated dynasty that we've seen in the modern era of college basketball. To get 3 and to do it the way he did it with Kimba and the miracles there.
He made them look like, really.
Sure did. And Danny Hurley is really fortunate to have him, and will say so. In many respects, he was there to pay homage to Danny, who was voted the Coach of the Year of the Big East, to the surprise of many. A lot of times, Coach of the Year goes to the team that has the least expectations.
Now, the refs didn't vote on that.
No, they did not.
Although he is a calmer, gentler sideline performer.
Danny is much more comfortable in his own skin now that he's got an NC in his hip pocket.
Nobody wants. Got to go by him, though.
Yeah. Oh, that ball was. I thought that ball was kicked.
It was.
It was.
Or thrown off him.
Yep.
That's what they're calling. No reset.
Touched on Reggie Williams a little earlier. He's in the building tonight. Sporting that gray beard of his. Looks like Morgan Freeman over there.
He does.
Epps going crossover against Carter. Leaves it for Fielder. Got to put it up. Nice adjustment. Oduro came over to shade, and he just took a little sidestep.
That's nice. They made the 3. Addressed it and put it on the deck.
Well, that's 8 for Fielder. 11-0 Georgetown off the bench in this half. Well, you look up, it's a 10-point game with 4 left. That's all you want if you're in Cooley. Maybe the under 4.
Carter's been quiet, too.
Yes.
He's got what he wants here, I think. Just let him go.
Nothing there. Nothing there. Great sequence for Georgetown.
Yeah, and he's smiling. Yeah. He likes the spirit.
Yeah, he does. Those little victories still matter.
The 10-seed Hoyas hanging around, down 10, under 4 to go from Madison Square Garden. Rob, so with you coming up on the post-game show. We'll have a member of the winning team join us live on set. Plus, we'll get you ready for our next game. Villanova sitting on that net first 4 outline. They've got DePaul. Do they have enough to get themselves to the tournament? Plus, will Kansas State see their tournament hopes upended by Texas? And Raph, I got a quick score update you from Hamilton, New York. Colgate up 20 points late in the Patriot League championship game.
Oh, look out.
Rob, how many points does the Carlissimo kid have? Kyle.
That's beautiful. We're going to have to look that up now that you asked. We're going to take you back now to February 7th in Providence. They upset then 19th ranked Creighton 91-87 in overtime. Oduro led the Friars with 32 in that game against Kalkbrenner, arguably the best defender in the low post, as voted in the awards earlier today. Devin Carter, the player of the year, went for 26 and a half, 2.5 rebounds, and Oduro with 20 and a half, 7.5 boards this season against the Blue Jays. And they got to take care of this game first, though. 3:54 left, and the door has been open a time or two here for Georgetown, but it's been left ajar. You know, they still have a moment. There's still a chance if they can cut into it and get it down to, say, 6 or 7.
No question, and they're playing more confidently, getting what they want. And again, the indecisive play of Providence. Should we attack the pressure? What are we going to run if we are in our half-court sets?
Well, the feisty nature of this Hoyas team, not playing their best, but, you know, mucking it up just enough, as their head coach would say. Here's next.
Empty side.
Oh, that's again. That's 3 times now.
Great deployment, though. They cleared out quickly, set his man up. Quick.
You don't beat Devin Carter off the bounce like that 3 times.
Usually get him to change a little bit.
Now Bristol trying to check Carter as Oduro goes right to the baseline and induces the contact, picks up the foul from Fielder.
Yeah, Fielder just really couldn't get where he wanted. Checking Reggie out.
There's now does that look a little like Morgan Freeman a few years ago? Yeah.
Well, he could shoot it though.
Did he ever?
Big John had some players.
The X factor for that team. You know, you go back and you think about the greats that they had. Some of them overlooked. Reggie might have been one of those guys a little overlooked because of the presence of Ewing and Graham and so many others.
A little giveaway here on the baseline.
Yep. That's another guy from Georgetown I've seen a lot this year at Hoyas games, Bill, is Michael Graham.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, he's made it out, which is good to see. Bristol got the foul, his 3rd. Cooley knows he's got to do at Georgetown what Jay Wright did at Villanova, and that is bring back, you know, the history of the Hoyas program, much like Jay Wright did in investing in the Rowley crowd, you know, and getting those guys from the '85 team and so many other teams to come back.
Well, they were trying to develop a culture, basically, is the word that people use frequently. Connect the past with the present.
Absolutely. Well, this stops a 9-1 run for Georgetown, this free throw from Oduro.
So that number on the graphic, 32 points in that game. He is a what do you need coach guy.
And when you talk to him, you cannot help but be impressed. He's just a solid young guy.
Mature.
Priorities are right where they need to be.
Escape both of them.
Here's Epps.
Got to get away from that sideline again.
Look at that. This time, Pierre picks up a foul. But Carter better be careful. He was just upset with the foul being picked up, but that slamming the ball down. He did pick it up. He didn't let the ball go back up. That's a foul.
Yeah, he got the body and the hand in there.
So that is the 3rd on Pierre.
How tough can you be coming down the stretch? Both teams.
And how many free throws can you miss? I mean, that's...
We're trying to creep back in. Clock stopped.
3 out of 8 from the line in this half. And you've got the clock stopped. This is a great opportunity for the team that's behind. And Epps is 3 out of 8 at the line himself.
And Cook back on the floor too, Tim, with Oduro. So I would look for him to get some touches on the box.
Boy, that's just...
Yeah, that hurts.
That's deflating if you're a Hoyas fan.
Now this is when you want to use clock. Run your stuff. Don't stand still. And take a 30-footer.
Carter!
That's what you call coaching.
Yeah, he used the little window to go along with all of the iron, touch them all, and it's a 13-point game again. 17 for Devin. Off the ball, a foul spotted. I think they got an illegal reach in on what was a pick.
To me, this might be called a dagger.
Yep.
Unquestionably a confident performer, been around, given that opportunity, taking advantage. Big time knockdown.
2 years at Providence after spending his freshman season at South Carolina, was an all-freshman team player for Frank Martin. And the Gamecocks back in the day.
Frank up at UMass, of course. Used to be the assistant to Huggy at K-State.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach.
By the way, oh
my goodness.
Sad to see all these missed freebies. Here's Epps again over Pierre. High arching off the glass and another foul.
I think they got a Duro on that one.
Underneath. Josh Oduro, his third, 10th team foul.
It looks great to see coaches that are brought back. I'm going to mention one that's an assistant coach over with Kim English for a moment.
I know who you mean.
Yeah, speaking of coaching in the SEC, Dennis Felton standing up across the way by the team. Veteran coach. Coached at Western Kentucky, won 3 Sun Belt titles.
Remember he won the SEC championship with Georgia?
Yeah, you came in and I had done the games leading up to it, and that was when the tornado hit the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. They moved it to, of all places, Georgia Tech.
And then I think Vern Lundquist came in. We had a real pro doing play-by-play.
Indeed. Uncle Vern came in. That Georgia team won 2 games in a single day. They get to the final, and the problems continue for Georgetown.
Unbelievable. Those are the things that hurt you come stretch time.
Yeah. Epps with 30 points, but 3 out of 11 at the free throw line.
Now, the more you watch this team, the boss of this team is Oduro. Like that, understands the game. Look at the hold off by him to give the entree for an equally talented Carter.
Carter credited him today and his teammates for allowing him the freedom of movement to be the player of the year. That was a classic example of it. And the Friar fans are on their feet.
They do enjoy this win more than most.
Yeah. They once called it the dunk. Now it's the amp.
Impressive.
He never came out of the game, did Epps. Maybe the problems at the free throw line are an issue with fatigue, Bill, because he's done everything else.
He's got some spice to his game. There's no question about it. It's when to go, when not to go, when to get others involved, that I think has been part of the crux of some of the difficulty during the course of the year, but unquestioned his talent level.
Epps with those numbers, that kind of line, even with 3 of 11 at the line and missing his last 6 at a time, really, when Georgetown could have cut it to about 5 points, perhaps, if they had made their free throws.
Well, the fans are still tuning it up for Ed.
They are. They will never let him forget.
No.
Justin Moore and Eric Dixon, a second-team All-Big East performer. Justin Moore, who's had to overcome just an unbelievable rash of injuries in his career.
He's coming along, Timmy.
He has.
He's much better.
Playing at a much higher level now. And I think Donnie Marshall said this, and I believe him. This is a collection of athletes that Villanova has when, look, Bamba's been hurt too, but that's a great athlete, TJ Bamba.
Yeah. And Armstrong's starting to play pretty darn well, too.
And Hakeem Hart is another guy that can score for you. If they're a tough matchup if they can get past DePaul tonight and move on to the next round. They are not accustomed to playing on day 1 of the Big East tournament. They're coming up next.
Unable to get by his guy. Good look at the traffic.
Yeah. So many trips for Georgetown. You see a lot of dribbling and then a pass under duress. And this partisan crowd of Friar fans are letting their team know that they're behind them, and Carter dribbled it off his foot.
He's tired, I think, after that.
He had a long day. He had to come in early to receive his award.
Well, you can relate to that. Early morning spots at 8.
Now, you know, I'm a company man, Bill, whatever they need.
I know.
If I'm not a company man by now, when will I be, right?
You don't even worry about the check.
Well, he missed this time when he tried to go up and under Devin Carter. 5 clutch points for Carter in the last 3 minutes. As you mentioned, the dagger Delivered by Devin Carter.
Talked about his ability to be consistent in his approach. That motor, unlike a lot of guys.
And by the way, when this one ends, Ed Cooley will be the first to hug all of those guys. Pierre, Carter, all of them.
Keep playing, don't they?
They sure do. Well, they were taught to play it that way for that man. Now, this is what you're hearing and seeing is a byproduct of fandom in 2024. This just the way it is. They're passionate. The Friars are the big deal in that town. It's one of the great places. It's what makes the Big East so fantastic is the passion the fans have for their teams.
For a long time, going back to the early 60s. Johnny Egan, Vinny Owens,
absolutely.
John Thompson, and continuing. There's Joe Mulaney, Dave Gavitt.
Here comes Devin Carter out.
Only time he slows down.
Georgetown, Bill, I hate to wear this out, but 4 of 19 as a team at the line. And the spread is 18. Flyers advance, and another big one tomorrow that could likely get him into the selection Sunday process. And you see the embrace that Kim has for Ed Cooley.
Gave it a run, but you mentioned the free throws. You're going to win, you got to make those coming, particularly in that second half.
Oduro, almost a double-double, 20 and 9 for him. But whenever they needed it, it was the player of the year that provided it. But I'm with you. I think that Oduro is still the choreography. He's in charge of choreography for what they do offensively.
He really is the catalyst. His feel, his mentality. His communication skills, too.
No doubt. So here is the advanced bracket. The Providence Friars will play tomorrow night at 7 to open the evening session of the quarterfinal round. That could be a whale of a game. It was an OT game when they played in Providence earlier this year. And let's go to Christina Pink.
Thank you so much, Coach. Seemed like in that second half, kind of tough to get an offensive flow until Devin Carter and Jaden Pierre hit some big-time buckets for you down the stretch. What was your big takeaway?
Well, Georgetown plays a ton of different defenses. Man press, zone press. They play zone where they switch to man in the middle of possession. They couldn't do that if we were getting stops. They started scoring, and it gave us some problems, but our guys showed great resolve. Wanted to make this a defensive game and really proud of our guys.
Yeah, talk about being proud of your guys. You said it earlier, no pressure coming into this one. Now you face Creighton tomorrow, a team that you guys split the season series against. What'll be key for you? I
mean, Creighton, Villanova, Marquette, and UConn in this league are wagons. On both sides of the ball, they have great shared purpose. Creighton's as good of an offense as we've seen since I've been in coaching. It was an offensive game last time in our building, fortunate to win. They're a great team with great players. Baylor Shireman was my vote for Player of the Year. It's going to be a battle.
All right, thank you so much. We're looking forward to it. Tim?
The Baltimore native who was also tutored by Tad Boyle at Colorado, Frank Haith, went at Tulsa, played 41 games with the Pistons in the NBA after a decorated 4 years at Mizzou. And that was a show-me team, and now he gets to show his girls. And quality victory for that very young coach at only 35 years of age as he moves into the quarterfinal round against a Creighton team that is dynamic. For Bill Raftery, this is Tim Brando for Christina Pink, telling you we'll send you to Rob Stone and the guys after a break. You're watching the Big East on FS1.